Are you ready to face one of the biggest environmental crises of our time? China, the most populous nation on the planet, is facing its biggest water crisis ever. Record-breaking heat waves and droughts cause rivers to dry up, leaving 21% of the world's population with only 7% of its fresh water supplies. Stay tuned as we explore the depths of China's water crisis. The time to act is now, before it's too late, because a step into a world of financial uncertainty, where one misstep can lead to bankruptcy. But fear not, as our channel, Bankruptcy, is here to guide you through the tough times and secure your financial future. Subscribe now, and let's get started. China is currently facing its biggest water crisis ever, with record-breaking heat waves and droughts causing the Jiangling River to run dry. This drought has had a severe impact on China's agricultural industry, leaving many farmers struggling to find enough water to grow their crops. The resulting water shortage has also caused power cuts, factory closures, and shortages of food and industrial materials in many parts of the country. The water crisis in China is a result of both natural climate conditions and the Chinese Communist Party's CCP failure to properly manage the country's limited water resources. China is home to 21% of the world's population, yet it only has 7% of the world's fresh water supplies. These water supplies are mostly located in southern China, which is far away from the densely populated northern region. To make matters worse, much of the underground water supply is contaminated and unfit for human consumption. The CCP has also implemented policies that incentivize farmers to maximize the production of corn, rice, and wheat to achieve self-sufficiency. However, this heavy water usage has caused groundwater levels to fall at an alarming rate, making it harder for farmers to access water. This water crisis has the potential to trigger a global food crisis, with China needing to import 20% of the world's corn and 13% of the world's wheat to compensate for its yield shortfall. The water crisis has also caused power outages in many parts of China, with factories being shut down and households left without electricity. This power shortage has been particularly hard on the energy sector, as much of the energy in China is hydroelectric and requires large amounts of water to generate power. Coal-fired plants have been used to compensate for the lack of hydroelectric power, but this is only a short-term solution, as coal mining itself is also water-intensive. The CCP has taken some measures to try and solve the water crisis, such as South-to-North Water Transfer Project, which draws water from tributaries of the Yangtze River to replenish the dry north. They have also experimented with cloud seeding and are investing heavily in water management infrastructure. Despite these efforts, the drought has proven too severe for these measures to be effective. The water crisis in China is not just a local issue, as it has global implications. It could potentially cause food prices to spike, resulting in shortages of food and industrial materials in high-income countries. It could also lead to a decrease in global supply of key materials, such as magnesium and rare earth minerals, as China is the largest producer of many of these materials. China's water crisis is a frightening reminder of the fragility of our planet and the importance of managing our limited resources carefully. The Chinese government must take immediate steps to address the water crisis in order to protect its citizens and the rest of the world. The current situation is the result of reckoning heat and drought, which is causing rivers and lakes to dry up, making it difficult to irrigate crops and leading to a shortage of drinking water. The water crisis in China is particularly worrying because it is one of the most populous nations on the planet, with 21% of the world's population living there. Unfortunately, the country only has 7% of the world's fresh water supply, most of which is located in the south of the country and not in the north where most of its population lives. The effects of the water crisis are already beginning to be felt, with over 350,000 people in rural Chongqing suffering from a shortage of water supplies, and emergency measures such as switching off lights along the famous Bund Riverfront in Shanghai have been implemented to conserve electricity. The Chinese government has also been accused of concealing the extent of the environmental problems to limit public backlash and questions about their competence, and this lack of transparency has only worsened the situation. The consequences of the water crisis in China are not limited to the agricultural sector. Power cuts in some parts of the country have left factories and households without electricity. The power crunch has also forced factories that supply companies like Tesla, as well as large polysilicon and lithium battery makers, to reduce or shut down production. The long-term effects of the water crisis, such as food and power shortages, could potentially cause global market shock, resulting in food and material shortages. Furthermore, China's hoarding of grain reserves, combined with their increasing imports to compensate for shortfalls at home, could trigger food price spikes in high-income countries and leave their poorer countries without access to basic foods. The Chinese government must take urgent steps to address this crisis, such as investing in desalination projects to make more water available, investing in infrastructure to reduce water wastage, and encouraging efficient use of water and pesticides. It is also essential that the government increases transparency and communication to ensure that the public is aware of the situation and can provide feedback on potential solutions. The crisis is a stark reminder of the need to manage our resources carefully and the importance of governments taking responsibility for the environmental and economic consequences of their actions. If China fails to take immediate action to address this crisis, the potential consequences are global, and the rest of the world will feel the effects in the years to come. Thanks for watching this video on China's biggest water crisis ever. This is a reminder that managing our resources is crucial to protect our planet and its people. We hope that this video has shed some light on the gravity of the situation in China and the potential consequences if action isn't taken soon. The Chinese government has a responsibility to address this crisis and assure transparency in its efforts. Together, we can make a difference and ensure a sustainable future for everyone. And that's all for today. If you want to stay ahead of the game and secure your financial future, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Until next time, take care and stay informed.